Hi, good morning. I'm about to have my breakfast, but I just have something on my mind, and I wanted to share it in case you recognize yourself at all in this or someone you know. And here's why I talk about these things. When we're doing yoga, yes, we're stretching our bodies, we're strengthening our bodies, we're releasing tension, we're building new pathways between our brain and our body. We're training our concentration to be able to focus, kind of the opposite of, whatever we do that makes us have scattered focus and inability to concentrate. So we're working with all of this. We're doing self-study. And it's interesting because we need to learn how to do self-study without doing like way too much what they call navel gazing. At least when I was growing up, that's what it was called. And so like at a certain point, it's just not even helpful anymore. You just got to get up off the couch and do something. So we're striking a balance. The Sanskrit word for self-study is svadhyaya, and it's literally one of the 8 limbs of yoga, or I guess limbs, 8 limbs of yoga. So it's definitely legitimate. It's definitely yoga. But yeah, there's a little bit about why. And then another even more practical reason of why is when we have certain things, habits, patterns, old scripts, things that make our brain feel stuck, when we have this and our heart feels stuck, that's the bigger thing. So when we have these things going on in our thoughts, in our memories, in the train tracks of our wiring up in our brain, it has a physical component. It actually keeps our body stuck. And so we are working with our whole organism, including our mind, what we call our mind. Often, it's down here. It's in our abdomen, our heart. This whole part of us. Honestly, I even feel like I have mind in my fingers and toes because I used to play a lot of music and things would just come out of my fingers. It's muscle memory. But think about that. What is muscle memory? I would feel it in my fingers. Same thing with dancing. I do dancing now. I don't really play instruments that much anymore. And, my body has its own mind. Anyway, that's another talk. We need to work with all the different parts of our system. And as we free tension and patterns and holding on to things in our mind, our brain, that part of our nervous system, we often have more access to freeing up, that neck, wait, my side, wait, what? I'm holding this tension in the top part of my right foot. I actually had that a couple months ago. It was shocking, and I was able to get it through. Again, it's another talk. So that's the why. Like, Cami, why do you talk so much? That's the why. So those are things to consider. We don't want to do so much of it that we're just navel gazing. There comes a point, you get up, you get out, you do your walk, you do your dancing, you do whatever it is you do. Yes, do your yoga. And also, this is yoga. Svadhyaya is yoga. So, as I was sitting down to eat my breakfast, I thought, oof, I really do need to talk about this. And that's an example right there of how it grips us. What I'm about to tell you happened 36 hours ago, at least. So more than a day ago. And it's been with me ever since. I've been holding it. It's kind of a shadow, it's kind of a memory, it's kind of a memory of a memory, it's a thought of a memory of a thought of a memory, it's a question, it's a wondering. It's with me. It's very likely that, my shoulders have been sort of up and forward as I think about this, right? That's the navel gazing part, is we're literally holding ourselves in this position, and then also there's a protective nature, and so I would have like bits of a cringe pattern as this is on my mind. And so now I'm ready to talk about it. I'm sharing this, like I said, in case you recognize yourself, or even might be helpful to think about, is there someone in your life, like all the people who are in my life, like, ooh, oh, there's another one. Okay, Cami, love you. And you can just like start to get some insight and maybe a little bit more compassion. So here's what I'm talking about. As part of my yoga therapy training, we had an exercise the other night where we were practicing different types of listening. It was really neat. And as part of the exercise, we each had to share 4 minutes of a holiday that was memorable. Could have been because it was sad, could have been because it was happy. So I even started with sad. Could have been because it was happy, could have been because it was zany, a lot. It was just memorable from any time of our life. And it was just a prompt. It was just to get us talking for 4 minutes so that the people in our group could practice the listening exercise. So it was not even about the speaker. It's not about you, Cami. Anyway, I had such a hard time choosing which memory to talk about, which holiday. It did not have to be Christmas. It could have been Martin Luther King Day. Could have been 4th of July, any holiday. And I had such a hard time choosing one. There was that right there. I didn't have any advance notice. And so I was just in the moment and I had to just pick. And, like for me, it would have been helpful to sort of have a little time, sort through which do I want to talk about, kind of mine my mind for options, and then make a conscious decision about what I wanted to share and why. But there I was, it was like an old pattern, like a little bit of a freeze, inability to think. I couldn't access a wide range of memories to choose from. I only had a few, and they were sad and they were overall hard, and they all got kind of smashed together in sort of a soup of sadness about different aspects, and then like how I've had to learn how to cope, and all the tools I've learned, and everything I like that has set me on this path. And I'm actually a very happy, peaceful person. And yet it felt authentic to describe a memory. In the one case, I kind of couldn't even access my happier, more peaceful memories. And also it felt like it would be dishonest even, or inauthentic, shining it on myself or others, or trying to put up a brave face or a false face. And I just wanted to be really honest. And the truth is, sharing one of the happy memories would have been honest. They are actual things that happen. Now, would they have conveyed the entire totality of my existence? No. But it was a 4-minute share so that other people could practice listening. It wasn't about me. And yet at the time it felt high load. It felt like something I had to like communicate a complete truth about, or something. I don't know. Also, it's what we call a samskara. It's like this train track. It is such an old pattern, old train track, old script, old habit, old, just very well-worn walking path in my system. And it's from hard things. So it's not like that's not conjured up either. It's very real. Our negative thoughts are like industrial strength Velcro. And there's a reason for that. Our negative memories are like industrial strength Velcro that also seeps into our tissues. And the reason is that our system is trying to protect us. Remember this danger, remember that. Oh, don't slip into denial, Cami. Oh, don't only focus on this or that, so that you never, admit this other part of your existence. There are reasons that it's such a strong, sticky impression in our system. And then the positive thoughts, emotions, memories are like butterflies. They come, they go. We need to focus on noticing them. This is work I learned from Coach Meg and Well Coaches. And so we have to train ourselves to notice the butterfly, notice the ladybug, notice that bird that's flying right there, and then it's gonna go away. We have to train our eyes and our attention and our mind to focus on these butterflies. They come up, they're beautiful, we may or may not notice them, and then they kind of go away. Part of the work we do in coaching, very much in coaching, is lingering on the butterflies, noticing them, describing them, giving them more airtime in our eyes, in our minds, in our bodies, noticing, how does my body feel when I think of that one time I got to play speed croquet in Golden Gate Park. That's funny. Speed croquet in Golden Gate Park on a holiday? That's funny. That's a funny thing I could have talked about for 4 minutes. But that was not even accessible to me. I could have talked about the Thanksgiving that my amazing husband proposed to me on an airplane with my daughter, and she took a video and the whole thing. I was just like an amazing experience. I could have talked about that. But that would have felt like faking it somehow, which that's false. It's not faking it. It's real. It's 4 minutes, one memorable holiday. And what I focused on was sad. It was deeply painful, so tender. And, it was probably okay. It's okay. I didn't, I was able to regulate my breathing and whatnot. And I don't think I injured the listeners, but boy, did I strongly reinforce these experiences that I've been living with for so long. Yes, they're there. They're part of me. They're a reason I am who I am, truly. And I don't want to ever negate them as part of my life. And what I've been thinking about for the last 36 plus hours, off and on, is, wow, what would it have felt like to just have had available to me any of these other memorable holiday experiences that I've had that have been beautiful. So many times with my daughter, so many times, so many Mother's Days, so many 4th of July, so many Thanksgivings, so many beautiful hikes, so many funny things that happened with friends and family. What would that have been like? What would I have reinforced? What would I be feeling in my body right now? Instead of having really steeped, and it was like a brine or brine, where you soak. It was like making a cup of really strong tea of like, oh, yes, that is really sad. It's okay, I'm working it through, but I feel like it's possible my system took a hit. Because those things are very vivid. It was as though my body experienced them again. And what would my body memory, muscle memory, be feeling now if I had lingered on one of the butterflies, the speed croquet, the beautiful this or that, or the engagement on the airplane? Like, what would be coming up in my body? Yeah. And it's a line that we walk. We don't want to stay in denial any longer than we need to. The denial helps us very much, gets us through. We are wired for survival, and it helps us survive. And then at a certain point, we have the wherewithal. I've talked about a lot of that, the tapas, and we build up, and at a certain point, we start to feel ready to let go of some of the denial, work through some of the things. It's a long, amazing process that totally works. So we can't force it. We need to be our authentic selves. What does that even mean? Is it more authentic? So now I'm a baseline, happy, peaceful central nervous system. I wake up like happy. I go to sleep well. So would it have been more my authentic self to tell the engagement story, the speed croquet story? I don't know. Interesting. Like I said, I didn't really have those available to me at the time. It just got very high load and very like, the freeze response was present, and I was having a hard time like sorting. So, I'm not like disappointed in myself or anything like that. I'm describing what happened. And I'm curious about what I would be feeling right now in my body. And then the other thing I just want to circle back around to is there someone, either you or someone in your life, who focuses on the negative like all the time? It's hard. It's hard to be around that, and it's hard to be that. I hope that hearing this little talk might give you a little bit of insight into either what might be going on inside of you, if it's you, or inside of the other person, if it's a loved one. I won't really get into solutions because this is enough to think about for now. But I guess I'll just leave you with the butterflies, the ladybugs. If you can help that person get outside, look up, not be in the navel gazing position, but be looking up, reaching up, like doing the opposite of freeze, hide, or, fight. They might have like a fighting look on their face. So I think I'll offer that as like a quick thing to think about. The Velcro part takes care of itself. It's the butterfly part that we can work with, and focusing our attention on these other things. So I'm gonna go eat my breakfast now, and I will see you soon. Bye.